Hi, my name is Jacob, and today I wanted to talk to you about external SSDs. I have a few really good examples here I wanted to chat with you about. First off, I just wanted to make it clear we're not talking about the spinning drives that we used in the past. These are somewhat getting phased out. These were great for doing backups, but very, very slow. If you did a backup, you probably just put this in the closet and pull it out again the next time you needed to do a backup. We're talking about drives that are extremely fast, very similar speeds to your internal SSD of your computer. Why would you want to buy external SSDs? First of all, the price. If you were on the Apple website today and looking at upgrading from base storage to 2 terabytes, you're looking at about $750, which is quite expensive. A lot of these companies, including Apple, they charge a premium for hard drive space, and this is definitely a cheaper solution. So a lot of people, they will buy a base model and then save the extra money by buying an external drive. Also, there are some people who want the separation. They do want an external drive because they store their data. If they lose their laptop, they don't want to lose everything. So it's nice to have that separation, and their really fast drive stays at their desk, and if they take their laptop out, there's some separation there. Also, if you do have, even if you are upgrading your internal storage of your machine when you purchase, sometimes it's just not enough. You do need extra storage if you have a lot of media files and large files that you need to store or back up. So those are some of the reasons that these have become popular, and a lot of people are going for the faster drives these days because they're coming down in price, and the drive sizes themselves are getting larger as well. So here I have a few really good examples for you. I have 2 Thunderbolt 3 drive connections with NVMe M.2 drives, and then one that's a little bit cheaper, but it's still very fast. It takes an M.2 NVMe drive as well, but it doesn't have the Thunderbolt connection. It's USB 3.1 Gen 2, which is still very fast, but just not quite as fast as these other drives. Mind you, it is cheaper. So that's why someone would probably or want to go with this one. I'm going to do some testing after I talk about these drives and let you know about pricing for these drives, and you can look at the results and make a choice for yourself which drive would be best for you. So let's talk about these 2 drives first. I have a Sabrent Thunderbolt 3 drive and one from Pluqable. Both are fantastic drives. These are probably the couple best drives on the market right now. If you look on Amazon, they have the highest ratings. So 2 fantastic drives. I actually use this Pluqable one and love it. Works great for me. And so this one right here is very similar, but it's kind of like a do-it-yourself drive. You buy the enclosure, and then you have to buy a separate NVMe M.2 drive that just plugs right into it, and you put it together, and then you have a drive. And then the Pluqable one is an all-in-one unit. You purchase it, and it's completely sealed. Well, as soon as you take it out of the box, you can plug it in and use it right away. So let's talk, and just to mention this one too, it's also made by Pluqable, but it's just USB connection. And once again, you do have to put it together and buy a separate NVMe M.2 drive and put it in. So it is cheaper. So I wanted to also touch on that. The Thunderbolt 3 drives are more expensive and they are faster. So I believe it's because all the cables and parts are rated for higher speeds, and just more technology that goes into them, so they're a little bit more expensive. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe companies that use the Thunderbolt 3 technology have to also pay a royalty. So for some of those reasons, Thunderbolt 3 drives are a little bit more expensive. I'm just going to get into it. I'm going to open these up so you can see what's inside the box and what they look like. And I'm going to put one of these together so you can also get an idea of what it's like to put it together. And then after that, I'm going to plug them in and do some testing, and you can see which ones are the fastest, and looking at price. And so if you're looking at the price and the speed, you can make your own decision as to the right drive for yourself if you're looking at buying one of these. So getting into this Sabrent, this is just the enclosure, so this is the external. So it comes with the regular paperwork. Just going to move that out of the way. And it comes with your Thunderbolt cable. There we go. And there's some heat pads here. You can put these on top of the drive after you install it. It helps dissipate the heat. So I'm just going to move this aside. And definitely a hefty enclosure. It's really heavy. I believe it's solid aluminum. And something to mention is these enclosures, the two do-it-yourself kits, are do-it-yourself, toolless kits, so you don't need any tools to install your drives. You just line it up, push it in, and then you just slide the pin over. There we go. And the drive's in there. There we go. That's how fast it is to put this drive together. So not hard at all. Completely toolless. You don't need any tools to put it together. And this drive is ready to rock. And we have this Pluqable drive. Boom. And once again, this is solid aluminum, I believe, so it helps dissipate the heat. And this is the drive here. Quite a nice looking drive. There we go. So this one's toolless as well, so all you do is you just slide that over, open it up, and then you just take your M.2 drive, you fit it in the slot. There we go. And there you go. That's how you install it. There we go. Quite easy. I'm going to jump on the computer, do some testing. I'm going to use the Blackmagic disk speed test, and you can see how these perform. And I'll also post the pricing numbers, and you can make your own call as to what would be the right drive for yourself. So let's get into it. Select this drive. There we go. And we're going to hit start. There we go. It's running its test. So under 1,000 megabytes per second. It's about 850 megabytes per second up and down. So read and write, which is quite fast. That's definitely fast enough to work directly off of, similar to your internal drive. If you had programs that you needed to run directly from the drive, you can do that. So much faster. So write is about 1260 megabytes per second, and the read is about 1560 megabytes per second. Very fast drive, extremely fast. So I'm going to hit stop. So the next drive we're going to test is the Pluqable Thunderbolt 3 drive. So the write is almost 2000 megabytes per second, and the read is over almost 2500. So consistently getting over 2000 megabytes per second. So this is definitely the fastest drive of them all. So that wraps up the results. Very fast drives. As expected, the USB 3.1 Gen 2 does come in last place, but still very fast. It's no slouch. Then the Sabrent and the Pluqable Thunderbolt versions are definitely the fastest. I'm also going to post some pricing and the results so you can you do your own comparisons and make the decision as to what drive you'd like to buy. I'm also going to post some results of the internal SSD of my computer, so that will help you compare the results. And keep in mind, I am doing these tests on an M1 Mac. One of the issues that a lot of people have been talking about is that the Thunderbolt controller on these computers are a little bit slower than the Intel machines. So if we redid these results on an Intel machine, you'd probably see even faster results. But this is what I have. This is what I'm using. So it's definitely not scientific testing. It just gives you some comparisons, and you can see how these drives perform. Hopefully that helps, and that wraps it up. So have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one.